Would you look at that, people? Welcome back to E20 Zone TV. West Ham 3, Nottingham Forest 2 in an absolute mad game. Well, I'm lost for words. West Ham turned up. We went in front, we go behind, and we come back and win it. And hopefully that's the springboard that we need to move on this season. Before I get started, please do smash a like on the video, goes a long way. Subscribe to E20 Zone TV and hit the notification bell and all of that. Right, where do I start? Right, so many goals today. Let's start off at the beginning. West Ham come out the traps pretty well, pretty solid, and Paqueta gets the goal and gets us on our way. A mistake from Nottingham Forest. And yeah, listen, he capitalised on that mistake, scored the goal, and, you know, is what it is. 1-0 West Ham. After that, we was hit and miss for me. We looked good going forward, but we just wasn't attacking like we did in the second half. But obviously they equalised through their centre forward. And it's poor from Tomáš Soucek. He's had a mixed bag today. He scores the winner, but he did he's a bit soft. He's a bit weak in that sort of moment, yeah. And they equalised just before half time. Couldn't have killed us anymore. Do you know what I mean? Half time comes round, people are saying like the same old stuff, it's boring, it's this, it's that. If you're not entertained by that second half performance, then I don't think you're ever going to be entertained in your life, ever. So come out second half, and West Ham literally from the minute one out, attack. Superb, absolute superb. And then we concede an absolute stupid goal, like shambolic defending all over the place. I'll wait for Lucas to sort himself out, and then I'll bring him in. And then we go 2-1 down. Yeah. And I see the cries of like, it's time to go. Moyes out. We're shit. As I'll keep hearing all the time. And within about 2 minutes, it's 2-2. Jared Bowen, James Ward-Prowse, that combination. What guys? And then we hit the post. Oh no, sorry, we hit the crossbar from Tomáš Soucek, and then he turns up and he scores the winner for us. Yeah, in an absolute mental game. We end up seeing it out 3-2. How do you feel about that, Lucas? That is my afterthought done in 3 minutes.
Oh, it was great. What a match as well. I just tweeted out, I thought it was pretty hard fought. I thought we stayed resilient when things didn't go our way, and when we didn't put some easy chances to bed. And pardon my voice, it's absolutely shellacked. That's I'm telling you, I have to take like a whole day off when I go out, because alcohol and like screaming and singing it doesn't work for me. So apologies for the terrible voice. But yeah, we fought hard, resilient, stayed focused when things didn't go our way. We kept at it, and that's a tribute to Tomáš Soucek as well, who I thought the slander today, in my opinion, I get it, but at the same time, I thought it was utterly ridiculous.
Hold on. Stop. Stop.
No.
First half, he was shit.
No. He kept at it, scored the winner, deserves his praise, and a lot of players deserve praise today for keeping their heads on, staying focused, and we came out with a win.
I can't hear this about Tomáš Soucek, mate. Listen, he scored the winner today. Yeah, he hit the crossbar when he should have scored. Right, but first half, yeah, and this is where you triggered me now. Right, you triggered me into action. Right, first half he was shit. He was a ghost. You didn't even know he was on the pitch. Right, so you as an overall perspective of the game, yeah, look at it from both sides. Okay. Yeah, first half, shite. Second half, superb. So, like, you've got to be balanced here.
Okay,
you know
what about Jared Bowen in first half?
Shit.
Okay.
I'll be real. He was non-existent. Yeah, but second half, look at how he turned up second half. And
that's what I'm saying. Everyone kept their heads on. They stayed focused, and look what happened. We came out with a win.
Yeah, listen, well, talk to me about it.
But no one wanted to slander Bowen.
No, listen, I get it with the Soucek stuff, yeah, but Soucek's got history on this. Yeah, Bowen's got a bit money in the bank, so to speak, or credit in the bank.
You can't use that. You can't
Yeah,
use that.
you
don't
can't
like
use that.
no. You don't like that. You don't
Yeah,
like that.
I know, mate. I know, but I'm just saying it right now for the purpose of this argument. But listen, right, I'm going to give Moyes some praise today, yeah, because he took Alvarez off, put Antonio on, and he went for it. He went for it. He gambled, and
No, I agree. I thought that was a good. No, I thought it was a telling substitution. I wouldn't
yeah,
necessarily say it was a great substitution, but it paid off. Even though I think Antonio really didn't make that big of a difference coming on, but
yeah,
like you still got to give Moyes a little bit of credit for making that sub. It was a positive change. It was a, and you know what? You do have to give him some praise because it was very risky. It was a very risky sub because I thought Alvarez was pretty good today. And look what happened. I begged for it in the match preview after a lovely night out, hungover. My wishes were answered. My prayers were answered. Alvarez in front of the back four, all by himself, looked a complete different man once again.
Great. I actually agree with you 100%. I think we actually got the preview absolutely spot on. 4-3-3. Like I said, 4-3-3. I said that I want to see Ward-Prowse, Soucek, and sort of Alvarez as a three with like back to that again. Do you know what I mean? Listen, I'm over the moon, mate. I'm over the moon. People will say about the style of play and all that, yeah. But that second half proves one thing to me, that them boys are fighting for the manager. They are fighting to the end because they go 2-1 down. And I thought, a bit of me thought, this is the end now. This is the end of the
They fought for
day.
everyone. They fought for everyone in the stands, everyone
Yeah.
across the pond, everyone over
Everyone
the
in the
pond in the
Yeah.
world. They fought for everyone, not just David Moyes. They fought for themselves as well. Because I said it in the match preview, we are better than Forest. Forest are so crap away from home. They actually impressed me today a little bit. I thought they weren't too bad, but still, again, we always seem to shoot ourselves in the foot at all times. I mean, really, we should have had 5 goals today. So,
see, I agree with what Richie's saying. I wouldn't say I'm over the moon with that performance. Yeah, but the problem is when you go 2-1 down, you haven't won a game since fuck knows when in the Premier League, right? And basically, people are crying out for the manager to be shot and like sacked. You've got to look at it and you've got to go, you know what? They responded, West Ham. That was West Ham evolved
they
there.
did because you predicted if we score first, I believe we will win. And we won't go behind. And then
I know.
we score first, go behind, come back. It was an absolute thriller.
Yeah, but you've got to be honest though, Lucas. Yeah, 2-1 down. I did not see West Ham coming back and winning that game. I thought we could draw the game, but not win the game. And then,
I wouldn't. I don't know how I feel about that statement. Like I thought. I don't know. I didn't think we were all that bad today. I just thought there were a few chances. If we would have put them away, it wouldn't have ended up the way it did. But it ended in a thriller. So
he did end in a thriller. Exponential hammers in the gaff. Everyone raises their game against us. Take it as a compliment. We just have to fight in spirit every game, and we'll be united again. I totally agree, mate. I totally agree. What I'm pleased about today, yeah, is once Bowen's goal goes in, we started smashing the door down on them big time, and we should have won this game more comfortable than we did. Yeah. Let's have it right. We hit the crossbar. I think Bowen hit the post. I think if I remember rightly. We had chances and we had key moments.
JWP serving again on the corners.
I know, mate.
Don't ever want to hear it again from anyone. Man of the match again today. Unbelievable. Yeah. Unbelievable.
I was going to get to that, but you know, it is what it is. I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll chuck the link in if anyone wants to come on and have a little chat with us for a short time. What did you make of him today, Lucas, JWP?
Fantastic per usual. This isn't a shot at you, even though you did say this, but this isn't a shot at you. The fickleness over JWP, I just do not get it. And I was in a space, and I know saying JWP is more syllables than saying James Ward-Prowse, but I just always say JWP. But this guy, in my opinion, has had one bad performance in the kit. The other one I don't agree with, so I'll meet in the middle. I will say 2 poor performances. But this guy has been arguably our best player this season behind Jared Bowen. And that him and Emerson are competing for second best, in my opinion. Lucas Paqueta as well is in that mix when he's on it. Like today, his goal was absolutely wonderful, even though it was gift wrapped it to us. It was a beautiful finish. But JWP, the guy, I've run out of words. He just does it all. The only thing he doesn't have in his bag is the ability to dribble past players. He's like everything I like and want in a midfielder. He works hard, great passer, keeps the shape, makes correct decisions, and then the set pieces is just like icing on top.
Yeah, I agree today, but I think
by set pieces I mean corners.
Yeah, but I think also it does help when he is not so far deep covering Edson Alvarez's arse every time.
That's what I've been crying out for. Like, again, I've been saying JW, I think he can play in a double pivot with time and chemistry, but why break a system that isn't broken?
I don't agree with this comment at all. We were far lucky to win. Disagree. Second, once that goal goes in from Bowen, what did Forest do? Go back and watch. Once Bowen's goal hits the back of the net and it's 2-2, I want people to tell me what Forest done, because we've done a hell of a lot more than them.
And Aina and Alanga can hold. They can hold that.
I can't have it that we're lucky. Well, what is it? Every time we win a game, we're lucky now. Do you know what I mean? It's madness. It's madness. But listen, it is what it is. Let's get to this man. All right. So, Daddy, welcome. What do you want to say, mate?
Hello there. Quickly before we get into the game, I want to talk about some of the fans. Apparently, at halftime, there were fans booing at the stadium. If you're one of those fans, you should not celebrate tonight, because that is disgraceful. That you're booing at the stadium at a draw 1-1 at halftime. And then on Twitter, I see people saying, "Oh, we score goals early and then we drop back and defend and concede." If we were dropping back and defending, we would not have conceded that goal. We conceded the goal from a stupid turnover.
Mm-hmm. And we should have went in at half time 1-0 up. Let's be real.
Exactly. And then second half, Soufal, apparently he got man of the match today.
I couldn't believe that. I'm just going to say this. I just
watching. Anthony Alanga was dunking on him all day, talking about Alanga. Rumor has it that he's still celebrating his goal.
Yeah.
Right. I've got to be real. I could not believe when they read out that I heard it over the channel. It
has to be a mistake.
It has to be, yeah, because
it's got to be a troll.
He was our worst player, in my opinion. He was awful.
Right. Talk to me about the game.
I think we started out well good. We should have been 2-0 up. It was a bad pass from Kudus. That's just the problem with us. We should have scored 4 or 5 today, but our players at the crucial times misplay passes. And then Soucek, I thought, not the great first half, and he should have had a hat trick today.
No.
He should have scored that first one. He had another header that he heads right at the goalkeeper. But fair play to him. I'll give it to him. Congrats on scoring the winner, my guy.
Yeah. Who's your man of the match before I let you go?
Probably James Ward-Prowse.
Good man, mate. Good man. That has been Sadati. He has spoken. You know what I mean? Right, let's get this man in. Adam, how you doing, mate? Long time no speak. Hope you're well.
Absolutely, long time no speak. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you loud and clear, mate.
Look, how are you both? You good? Lucas, it's been a long time as well, so I spoke to you, mate.
Yeah, I hope you're well. I'm recovering right now, and West Ham made it a bit easier for me, so thankful.
Because your voice has gone there a bit, mate.
Yeah.
I'll say what, I'm just, no matter what the performance of what you think tonight, look, I'm going to discuss that on the later down the road. But just happy to get the 3 points. Jesus Christ, just like heart in the mouth throughout that game. Quite close, though. Very, very, well, not so much first half, but second half for the neutral. Yeah. Really, 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 really good.
Yeah, but Adam, let me ask something, yeah? Did we deserve to win today? Because in my aspect, and the way I view it, once Bowen goal goes into the back of the net, we are smashing them to bits, literally all over them, and then we just can't. Well, we hit the crossbar, we had chances, we had key moments where one bad pass is like if the pass is good, it's in the back of the net. What are you saying?
I mean, overall for me, I think we did. I think we deserved to win that game. I think once again we make it very, very tough for ourselves, as we always do. Just as soon as we get that early goal in, we sort of take put the handbrake on and sit back and do what we usually do. But I'm just glad that this is the players that we've got. This is what we should be doing, you know. And I'm surprised Sufal wasn't taken off. That would have been my only thing I would have changed throughout the match, I think. Soucek, I'm still 50-50 on him. There's parts I like about him. There's parts that I'm just like, oh, for God's sake. But I would have given maybe Kera or Mavropanos a shot in the second half. But overall, I think we got it right. I really do.
What about you, Lucas? Anything else you want to add on to Adam?
No, I thought he was spot on. Really, the only sub I was really thinking about was Sufal because he was getting absolutely cooked today.
Yeah.
And whenever he's going up against someone with pace, he always gets cooked. And necessarily, I do feel a bit bad for him in that circumstance, but it is what it is. But yeah, the substitutions the substitution wasn't bad. Again, to reiterate, I thought it was a pretty aggressive substitution that Moyes made, but it paid off in the end. Even though Antonio, I really didn't think he didn't make that much of an impact towards the end. But
he was just there, though, wasn't he? Though, what it is when people say he occupies two defenders, that's basically why he come on. So it had the other players around him to do their thing. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So Adam, where do you lie on Moyes?
I thought you were going to ask me that. It's difficult for me because it's like a tale of two stories with him. On one side of me, there's look, what he's done for us is absolutely fantastic. When he came in for his second stint, I don't think anyone expected to get to where he has been with European football 3 seasons in a row, a trophy. He's given us some brilliant moments like the match against Sevilla, for example, the 3-2 against Liverpool. That's like one part of me, but the other part of me is like, if the money that we have spent, and I think if we do want to go to that next level, I'm just not sure Moyes is the man, because let's be honest, we talk about the style of football and we talk about stuff like that. And he is a very divisive manager. There's people that look from both sides of the fence. Yeah. But me with him right now, it's just, do we want to go to the next level? I'm just not sure if Moyes is the right person for it. I will always be absolutely appreciate what he has done for us, where he has taken us. I cannot praise him more than I can. But I think if you want to go and take that next step, if you think to yourself, is there a manager that could take us to that next step and to get us to where we want to be? Now, it depends what that next step is.
Exactly. I think that's totally reasonable. Totally reasonable.
Agree with you on that. Go on.
I think if you look at what the next step is, I think it's for many sort of people.
Yeah.
So I was just getting me charger. It's might say, okay, maybe it's an FA Cup. Some might say it's a Europa League. Maybe that's their definition of a next step. Some people might go, well, it's the Champions League football. It depends what your next step is. Me personally is the Europa League. That, we've won the conference. The next step is now that second tier European trophy, or an FA Cup. That would signal us for the next step. And I'm just not sure if Moyes is the right man to do that.
See, the thing is, Adam, what you're saying there, spot on. And this is where I agree, I want West Ham to go to the next level. I want West Ham to do that. But you have to do it right at the right time.
You got to do it the right way.
And you got to do it the right way, I think trying to just hound this geezer out the door isn't a good look, because a new manager coming in, will look at that and think, look what he's done for him. And the fan base are going to go absolutely berserk at him because look where he's took West Ham. So he's a good manager and really going to.
And the expectations have to be realistic as well. Like,
right, 100%.
I don't like calling people with aspirations deluded, because it's a bit of a bit of a contradiction, if you will.
Yeah.
But like, there's some people that like think the next step for us is like Champions League or something like that. Like that, that ain't happening. But what Adam's saying, I think, is absolutely reasonable and spot on. And I would agree, like winning an FA Cup, maybe reaching another semifinal or the final of Europa League, like that is a reasonable next step that we should be aspiring for. And Moyes, in my opinion, deserves to have that chance. And if he doesn't have the chance and we have the opportunity to get better, 1,000%.
Yeah,
I'm trying to be realistic as well, though, you know, for where we are. I know as a club right now, and let's be honest about that past and the way we are as a club, we're not going to get a Champions League trophy right now. We're not going to get a Premier League trophy, probably not in even the next 5-10 years. I don't know.
Maybe
but hypothetically, I try and look at, right, we've got that Conference League. Look at the other cups that we could try and win. The Carabao, we're in the quarterfinals of that. Why not try and push for that? You know, we've got the Europa, the FA Cup. Those are, for me...
Yeah,
I mean, I'm not going to lie with you. I've seen West Ham win a trophy in my lifetime. That's been my dream. Now, my next dream would be to see us win would be to go to Wembley and to see us win that would be my dream right now. And I could honestly die a very, very happy man.
Yes.
But I think you can't look at Premier Leagues and Champions League and stuff like that.
Yeah, but that doesn't. I'm not saying you personally, but it doesn't define you as a fan. I.e., like you like West Ham are not going to be competing for trophies every single season. Like, you're not going to, like, teams like Manchester United and Chelsea. Manchester United haven't won the Premier League since Fergie left, and they're arguably the biggest club in the world, or one of the biggest clubs in the world. So I think this sort of self-entitlement for some fans that think that we're going to go and do this, and this, it's just all going to fall into place, I do think is slightly deluded, because, like, West Ham, it's only really since we've moved to ELS that we've spent this kind of money. And winning the trophy was amazing. And I'm all down for that. But where West Ham are currently right now, 9th in the league, quarter-final of the League Cup, we look like we're going to qualify for the Europa League, like either finishing first or second. I don't think it's a bad start. I don't think it's that bad, if that makes sense. Do you know what I'm saying? So,
no, I mean, going into international break, I think that's a really good position to be in right now. You know, we're
top half in 9th.
Yeah.
And if you think obviously the way it's changed. Oh, sorry, James. The way it's changing now, obviously, is obviously with the European competitions changing. You know, let's be honest, it's more likely going to be top 5 in Champions League, and then the other spots carry down. So 6th and 7th is Europa, and then 8th is Conference League. Now we're 9th. We're 2-3 points behind Brighton, I believe. Yeah. Who says that we can't get Europe? That would be my aspirations for this season, is to get European football.
I think that should be the new standard.
Agree.
Yeah. Well, with what we've got, we should be challenging for that realistically.
Yeah.
We should be going for top 8. That's what we need to do.
Before I let you go, Adam, give us your man of the match today.
Oh, it's got to be Aaron Cresswell. Those 20 seconds were fantastic.
I know, mate. He got his
hair looked good too.
Yeah.
Oh, I know. Honestly, I broke a sweat apparently. Oh gosh, that's a tough
Who are you going for?
Between two. Just trying to figure out which one.
I know what one you want to say.
Huh?
I have a feeling that he's going to say one of the guys.
Go on.
I'm probably going to go with JWP on this one. I probably am.
Yes.
Yeah.
Every time I hear the name James Ward-Prowse, I just...
Mate, you're going to be... Lucas is going to be gloating. He's going to be gloating tonight, mate. Trust me. Absolutely.
Ariola deserves some credit, though. That first save in the first half, brilliant.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know, mate.
And the slander I've seen on Twitter for the second goal is absolutely disgusting on Ariola. Like, come on, man.
True.
Give the guy a break, honestly.
Adam, I'm going to let you go. Thank you very much for coming on, mate. Really do appreciate what you have to say.
Good to speak to you again, Adam.
Take care of yourself, man.
See you later, lads.
Peace. Let's get this man in. The Ginger Andy Carroll.
How you doing, lads?
How you doing, mate? Yeah. What's about that today, mate? Enlighten me.
Well, good start, good intensity. exactly what I wanted to see. Nice early goal, and then it just went to pot. Back to where we've been playing for the past 4 Premier League games, I suppose. And it just looked like one of these games where we were just going to sit back. We know the danger of Forest. They wasn't at it in the first half, and I thought they could get back into it and then probably go on and score 3-4 goals and just absolutely open up our arsehole, mate, to be honest.
Right.
Expose us. But second half comes and we was a bit more livelier. It wasn't convincing. The whole game overall wasn't convincing. But yeah, we showed some grit and determination to get back. And I think a lot of fans tonight especially have got to praise Moyes for his substitutions. No one saw Mikel Antonio coming on for Alvarez.
Yeah, I was shocked.
No one. And so was I, Lucas, mate.
I thought it was going to be for Soucek, personally.
Yeah.
I thought it was just going to be a typical Moyes sub, like for like he normally does, taking an attacking player off, bring Antonio on. But he takes off a CDM and brings on Antonio and keeps our other 4 attacking players on. I was sitting there, I said to my missus, I was like, wow, I've got no words. I'm shocked. And it worked. Great decision. And then obviously you make an attacking decision when it's needed, then you make the defensive substitution when it's needed. So you've got to give Moyes credit for that. And like you've been saying for weeks now, James, once those players, Moyes can only do so much on the training ground a few days before the games and during the week. Once those 11 players step over that white line, it's down to them. Moyes can't kick the ball for them. Yeah. And do you know what really frustrates me is they get paid so much money. We pass the ball so slow. The pace of the game is so slow. And then when we do make a pass, when we're on the break, the pass is always behind them. So they're either having to stop, wait for the ball to come to them, or they've already run, then have to run back and get the ball because the pass is made a couple of yards behind them.
What it is, it's the sideways and back bollocks that I keep seeing over and over and over again. In the first half, if you go back and watch both halves, it's night and day where West Ham are at. Because second half, they get the ball, Kudus runs, Bowen runs. They're going towards the goal, yeah? First half, it was played across the back line. And this ain't the first time, right? This is a good few times now I've seen this, where West Ham are slow on the build-up play. Yeah, it shouldn't be like that.
I think it's so easy to tell, because I totally agree with both of you. I think for me, it's easy to tell when the tactics are off, the manager's off, or the players are off. And I just hate when people just point the blame at one side. It's just like, I always tell you this, Fever, the truth lies somewhere in the middle. So it can't always be 100% someone's fault, 100% the others. And like today, full credit to Moyes, but even today, like, when we scored first, e-break went on immediately. That's on Moyes. I'm able to point that out. I'm able to see, like, why are we stepping off? Like, why are we trying to hold a 1-0 lead to halftime with 40 minutes to go? Like that, I can tell, like, that's really not on the players. But I find it so just easy to tell, but people want to, like, just jump on one side's throats.
Yeah.
And just execute.
That comment now, I respect Ben. I disagree, mate. It's his job to motivate these players, basically. I can't hear that. If you're playing for West Ham United in front of 65,000 fans, and you need one guy to motivate you, we've got serious problems. Like these players
playing in the Premier League should be motivation in itself.
Mate, being a professional footballer, right? Like you ask Roy Keane that. Like if you said to Roy Keane, did Roy Keane need motivated by Alex Ferguson? No, he just done his fucking job. Do you know what I mean? So I can't hear that about motivation. What I can see though is when they keep playing the ball sideways and back, like that's when it's not good, because you're never going to score goals from being in your own half. So you know, Ginger Andy Carroll, who was your best player today for you?
I think the standout one, I don't think he put a foot wrong, or he certainly didn't make too many mistakes, was James Ward-Prowse for me.
Yeah.
100%. He's every single delivery was on the money. It was just a shame that some of them was nowhere near a West Ham player because no one attacked it. It's not his fault. He put it in the right areas. No one wanted to battle for it.
Yeah.
And then luckily he got 2 assists for when people did want to pull their finger out their arse, basically, and attack the ball. And it come from 2 goals. And I think that was the 2-2. Yeah, Bowen 2-2, and then Soucek 3-2 to win us the game. So, Yeah, I think his distribution was quality tonight. Not just his set pieces, but just on the ball. Alvarez was sitting the further man deeper tonight.
That was the big thing for me today,
yes,
and I knew it. I knew it from minute one. And normally when we're watching West Ham, it takes about 10, 15 minutes to like figure out really what we're doing. I do not know why. It took 1 minute. I saw Alvarez sitting in front of the back four. I said, "This is football. This is football." We were liquid today, in my opinion.
Yeah, different team. When he sits there, like this is what we said the other day, right? When he sits there and he's a destroyer, and he really, do you want really Alvarez going over the halfway line?
And
Not
this
really.
Is the thing. This is the thing about it as well. I call it a 4-1-4-1. You call it a 4-3-3. It really doesn't matter at the end of the day. But when Alvarez is sitting in front of the back four, and he allows Emerson or Soufal to advance, and he fills in as that second or third center half, and he's able to play the ball forward to Ward-Prowse, Paqueta, Kudus, Emerson. Like, we look completely different because those are four guys that bring such a great dynamic to the pitch, and they create. And that is why the double pivot should never be instituted again in this side.
Well, if you're going to do a double pivot, you've got to make sure you get the right man next to Alvarez, because Alvarez, he for how much he's a good DM, he is a good DM. He does work to wonder. I will say that. Ginger Andy Carroll, thank you very much for coming on, mate. We do appreciate it.
No worries. Thank you, mate.
No worries, man. I'll catch you again with you soon. Take it easy, man. Peace. Listen, I understand what everyone's saying. I really do. Yeah. But I can't get down about it was a garbage performance, because anyone would have took a win today. Anyone. And I do mean that.
Big win as well, because we talked about it the other day. In my opinion, Moyes would have been sort of on a hot seat today, because you just can't, losing to Everton and then the fashion we lost to Brentford, and then losing today to the worst away side in the Premier League, in my opinion. Well, probably not statistically, but just I think they haven't won away from home in 19 straight. But like I was saying, I know it's only 3 losses, but they're really bad losses. Yeah. But again, I'm just so happy with the mentality today. That's really, we talk about it all the time, but as West Ham supporters, that's all we really ask for at the end of the day. We just want a strong mentality. We want heads to not drop. We want just keep our heads on our shoulders, think positively, and just go for it. And today we did it, even though there was a little bump in the road when we conceded right before halftime. But we kept our heads on straight, and I think we deserved the win today with the amount of chances we had, whether we were unlucky or just didn't put them away. We did it, and I thought we were the better side today. Not by length and strides, but we were the better side.
Yeah, we was the more sort of, we was just a better side, basically. Like when you go through the game, quick shout out to Charlie Walsh, who's in the chat. I have WhatsApp you, Charlie, if you want to come on. I'll send you the link. It'd be nice to hear from you.
Charlie.
For me, when the Bowen goal goes in, it's a completely different West Ham. Right? West Ham were throwing everything at them. Literally everything to try and score. And let's be honest, it's just silly little passing and silly little... it's the final ball sometimes that's just killing us. Bowen goes down the right. He has to put a ball across for Antonio. Yeah, it's inches. Do you know what I mean?
There was a lot of that today, in my opinion, and that's where with Kudus' performance today.
Yeah,
when we do player ratings, that one's going to be a bit iffy, because I thought Kudus was at his normal today, dribbling fantastic, driving forward fantastic, but it's just the impact he makes off those runs that was lacking a bit. And he was a bit unlucky with some, because some of his final balls weren't being the chance wasn't being taken, and then he would be the pass before the last pass, and nothing would be made of it. He would create the chance before the chance, and nothing came of it. So that's really how I thought about it today, even with Bowen. I still don't think Bowen is the answer up top, because like we were discussing in WhatsApp and even before here, Soucek and Bowen. Soucek realistically today was the second striker, and Bowen in the first half only had 5 touches. Soucek had 11. So I'm just I don't really care if, like, who thinks Soucek was bad in the first half. I wouldn't say he was bad, but like we've got to fix the issue where our players forward, like Bowen and Soucek, are only touching the ball 5 and 11 times.
But
And I think that's the reason. The only reason
Yeah.
I think that's happening is because you have. I told Mitch in the chat. You've got Emerson, Alvarez, JWP, Paqueta,
Yeah.
who all occupy, in my opinion, like 90 to 95% of the ball in a game. And then you have the back four who will get the pass back. Like, there's not a lot of room for Soucek to really demand or get the ball because one, that's not part of this game.
But the only thing
that's not his role.
Yeah, but the only thing I will say to that is when you keep consistently playing the ball sideways and back, and then eventually you get the ball and you hoof it. Amount of times Soufal fucking hoofed the ball.
That was crap. I'm totally behind that. But
right.
because a player only touches the ball 5 or 11 times in a half, I don't necessarily translate to that being like, oh, you're terrible, you're playing terrible. Like you can't. Paqueta, Ward-Prowse, Alvarez, Kudus. You try taking the ball off them. They want the ball all the time. So like sometimes there's just not enough ball to go around. And Jared Bowen, when he's up top, has this. He falls in that Soucek category. He had 5 touches.
Yeah, but the difference is though, Lucas, right? The difference is in the first half when you're consistently playing it sideways, back along the back line, fucking to Soufal to hoof it up the pitch to come back.
Yeah, I don't.
Second half, it's a completely different thing because they're all running. Right? Kudus is going, Bowen's going, Paqueta's getting the ball and he's driving. Emerson, same thing again. I personally do think we need to go out and invest in a right back at this club.
And see, I do agree with that. I don't think Soucek is a great second striker or attacking midfielder. I know he's a central midfielder. I know that, but it's not how we're playing him, which makes it a bit more just like, I guess, difficult to judge. But I mean, when he's in the side, he's in our best 11, in my opinion.
Yeah,
like no matter what, we tick with him in the side.
Yeah, see, I agree with that. Like, we converted to a 4-4-2 and rolled the dice. Yeah, but that's this is where people lose me with Moyes to a point. They will slag him off for not being proactive. He goes and be proactive today. We get the result and they're slagging him off. Do you know what I mean? So you can't have it both ways. Like, you can't slag him off and then,
And people, like, when we're talking about our best 11, people try to like literally fit in our best 11 players into one lineup. And I don't like seeing it that way. I think you just gotta keep going with what you got. And why is it so bad to bring like Kudus off the bench or Soucek off the bench? Like, if either one of them start, like, it's for a tactical reason, and I can see like why it's happening. I think what we really, just like every other window, we need to get a striker in, because just Jared Bowen up top, I know he scored today, but like, he's just so much more effective on the wing.
Right. But let me ask you something, because I think Charlie's going to come on in about 5 minutes, yeah? Let me ask you this. Are you happy at being 9th in the league right now?
Yes.
Yeah? Quarter-final of the League Cup. We're going to qualify for the Europa League. Yeah, either first or second.
Yep.
Is that acceptable at West Ham right now?
I think that's more than acceptable, especially with the start to our season that we had.
Yeah.
But obviously hindsight is a beautiful thing. And of course, I would love to go back and picture a world where we beat Everton, we held on against Brentford. But in the grand scheme of things, 9th, like you said, 9th quarterfinal, the League Cup, we're going to qualify for the next round of Europa League, first or second. And when you look at the table, we're not too far off from top 6.
And that's what I'd ask anyone who's like a proper Moyes out person. Yeah. I'd say, where would you want West Ham to be right now in your mindset?
I hate that it even is that, because when you said that, the first thing I thought about is just like overall expectation, because again, I don't like calling people deluded for dreaming, but there's got to be some realistic thought here, because you are going to have
some balance, mate.
You're going to have some West Ham supporters that think the next step is like, oh, we should be fighting for top 4. Like, we should be sitting 4th right now. Like, this is West Ham United. We're doing what we can do. And right now we're in a good spot. And I'm very much enjoying what we're doing right now. And I'm very thankful for walking into the international break with 3 points. That's all I wanted.
Yeah. And listen, it sets us up.
Actually, I want us to not lose going into international break, because nothing's worse.
100%, mate. 100%. For me, I look at it a bit different. I look at it like West Ham are probably roughly where they should be at. Yeah, maybe could be a little bit higher up, maybe 8th, but that's a push. But if someone said to me right now, James, at the start of the season, you're gonna qualify for Europa League, yeah, because you're gonna finish 1st or 2nd, quarter-final against Liverpool, yeah, and you're 9th in the league, I would have took that, mate, because like I don't know, like I don't get what more people want. That's what I don't understand, and that's where it baffles me. Yeah, what you want West Ham to finish 5th or be like Aston Villa? Like, Aston Villa, good side, yeah, but if they win something this year, yeah, then great. If they don't, then it's just another decent season. It's just it's a decent season from that. That's all it is. So I don't get it. I really don't. How else? Anything else you want to add, Lucas?
No, I'm really happy with the win today. We get to go into international break, happy hammers, and we get to watch Jared Bowen play for England, which is a plus. Yeah. Even though I'm not an England supporter, I will be watching Jared Bowen and cheering him on when I can. Right. And hopefully no one gets hurt, and we come back. We continue a strong push. We fight for another trophy in the League Cup, which hopefully Liverpool have to do something, or they take us lightly and they play a weak lineup and we do them over. Nothing but optimistic for me. I'm very happy.
For me, yeah, and I'm going to say it quite openly, yeah, we should be happy tonight. All of us. Yeah, we're 9th in the league. Yeah, it's progression. Right, we're going up the league. Yeah, West Ham are not a bad side. Yeah, and David Moyes deserves a little bit of credit tonight.
Everyone deserves credit today. Everyone deserves their flowers, especially on a day like today, a big occasion. I know in your country today, and everyone turned up. Everyone deserves credit. Everyone should be walking away from the London Stadium with their heads held high.
See, I like Rich, yeah. I know he's out in the Birmingham way, I think. On this challenge right now, I think I'd rather be in Villa's position. They're playing some fantastic football and have like an excellent manager. But this is an Aston Villa side that got turned over against the Forest last week. Like, so I'm going to be honest. Like, a trophy means more, right? A trophy always means more, yeah. Could West Ham be better attacking? Absolutely. But I think
1,000%.
But I'm going to be honest. You see it after the second goal. As soon as the second goal goes in, I stress to anyone, go and watch from the moment Bowen scores to the end of the game. We are by far smashing their door down to try and get that third goal. And we got the third goal. And Moyes makes a positive substitution. No one should be criticising his
positive. That was so brave. Risky, so risky and brave.
But that's what you want, isn't it? That's what you like. That's what people should be saying, right? That's what
I've been crying. That's what people have been crying out for, including myself.
When you take off your defensive midfielder and you put on a striker, that deserves some sort of credit. That either goes bad, and he's probably out the door, or it goes good. And
what's funny is you say that, but like knowing it's Moyes, it was neither or. It fell right in the middle.
Yeah, it's just you know what I'm saying. So I don't really get that one. I really don't. My final thought is this though. I'm pleased. I am pleased. 9th in the league, quarter-final League Cup. We're going to qualify for Europa League. Could the football be better? I agree. It could be better.
The football can always be better. You will look at Man City, for example. You will have fans from the old bunch and even the new bunch. The football can always be better. Always.
And I'm not disagreeing with that. Yeah, the football could be better. But at the minute, we've got to look where we're at. We're competing on all fronts. Aston Villa are not on all fronts. Yeah, they're at the League Cup. They got knocked out by Everton. Yeah, they're in the Conference League, and they're probably going to get through that. But we're in the Europa League, which is a bigger teams, better teams, and a better experience. Do you know what I'm saying? So I look at it like this. At the end of the day, 9th is where we're at because that's where we're at. The table don't lie. But I accept 9th, man. I accept 9th right now. Do you know what I mean? And we'll just see how it goes. Right? Obviously, Burnley's going to be a test, though, because that will be a game where I expect West Ham to go there and win. Yeah, because this is a Burnley side that's not very, very good at all. Yeah.
Yeah.
If we lose up there, then it's like one step forward, 2 steps back.
And people need to remember, and I only know this because I'm a big FPL guy. We are now coming in to a run of very good fixtures where we should start stringing together a few 3, 6, 9 pointers. We've got the matchups, so we could see ourselves sky up the table a bit if we stay positive, keep our heads on our shoulders, and bring good vibes, good energy. We need to become a positive vibe tribe.
I know, mate. Listen, Christmas is coming up next month, and I've got 2 Jesuses here. Charlie, what you say, mate? Welcome.
Hello. You all right?
Yes, mate. I'm satisfied. How are you feeling after that?
Very satisfied. Relieved. I feel like people underestimate sometimes how difficult it is to win when you're in a bad run of form. And I think you said in the live chat, you jumped into the live chat of the watch along at the beginning, James, and you said, I think it was something along the lines of like win at any cost type thing. And I think when you're in a bad run of form, listen, I would have taken a smash and grab 1-0 to see a match where we actually deserved it towards the end. I'm very happy with that. I'm not saying we're back or we were even good enough, but the fact that we've got the win when that's potentially not true is a huge positive.
And I tweeted this. I think it was very good on us today, our resiliency when, one, things didn't go our way, whether that be a ref or a lino.
Great.
Things didn't go our way when we didn't put away our chances. Because obviously after the Soucek miss, I wouldn't call it a sitter. It's a bit difficult, but you can call it a sitter if you want. The Soucek sitter, a few other chances, heads could drop easily because it's like, oh, it's just not our day. But we made it our day. That's what I'm happy about.
Yeah.
I actually agree. Like what you're saying is like we was resilient today. Like we go 1-0 up, we go 2-1 down. West Ham of old, 2-1 down at home, collapse. It's as simple as that. They just collapse.
Heads down.
They just drop. Yeah, and then Forest will probably just kick the shit out of us basically and like score 2 other goals. I'm pleased, yeah, but I'm pleased that with how brave Moyes was in the end. Like he was brave to take off Alvarez at DM and
taking off Alvarez is a bit. Was a big decision. That was a huge call.
Like what was he thinking there, Charlie? From your eyes?
Well, exactly what happened at the end. He was thinking James Ward-Prowse can do corners, and Tomáš Soucek can head him in. Really, I think that was the big thing because it makes no sense to take out. If you're not going for the game, if you're not going for the win, it makes zero sense taking off Ederson. It makes zero sense taking off Ederson at all. We look defensively so much weaker when he's not in this team, especially when it's a double pivot of Soucek and James Ward-Prowse. We know that doesn't work. We've seen it time after time. It's not the vibe, and so you can't do that unless you're going for it.
How good was it to see Edson in front of the back four?
Oh, I love it. He's a beautiful man.
I love it.
I think he's so
all
good.
Deserved it.
And I said this in the watch log, right? Don't get me wrong. My man is a dangerous individual. He is going to cause us untold hurt at times by getting
3 letters to his name.
Here's the thing. Here's why I'm saying it, right? I grew up watching Thomas Repka. Occasionally, I want a reckless challenge. Yes. And Edson will bring that in spades. And I love that. But also, he's just so good at what he does. He's so good at it. And without him, we're significantly worse, which made me even more concerned when he came off. I was like, because in my head, I'm like, okay, he's going for this. But I'm also like, this can only end badly. This can only end poorly. It ended beautifully.
I've always said with Edson Alvarez, you deal with it when you have to deal with it.
100%. I don't think his penchant for unbelievably reckless challenges and yellow cards, in my opinion, is no different to what Kudus brings, which is a lot of the time Kudus will be completely silent and be quite crap I thought he was. I don't think could have played well today, but he's capable of those moments of magic that he can just bring out of nowhere and do something that no one else can do on the pitch, and that's why you play him. Not necessarily because he's consistently going to be the most incredible, amazing player that you've ever seen in your life, but it's for those magical moments, right? Alvarez is kind of the same. Listen, he might every so often just pull off some insane challenge that's going to get yellow cards for days, and you're going to be like, "What are you doing?" But everything else he brings makes him an important part of the team, and I think it's dangerous to have a lot of that, but I think when you have Edson in the team specifically, the upside he brings is so much better than the
Shout
downside.
out to him again as well. No yellow card for him today.
Yeah, we subbed him off early. No risk in that one.
I want to answer this question. I'll get your thoughts on it first, Charlie. Yeah. What is the next step for West Ham in your opinion? What is the next level? Now, I'm going to let you go first, and I will land, and I'll leave Lucas till last. What are you saying?
It's a really difficult question to answer because I don't know if there is one. I think realistically we have to. Okay, this is an unpopular opinion and it's not entirely thought out, so forgive me. But we're in a situation now where it's not even just the top 6 now; it's the top 7. And I don't think Newcastle are necessarily the full force they're going to be yet, but they're the richest club in the world. They're going to be spending big money at some point. It's going to happen, and at that point, it becomes increasingly difficult to become a team who consistently gets into Europe. You have to then be the best of the rest. That's the best we can hope for. Because if you're consistently battling for best in the rest, all you need is Chelsea to have an off-season, Tottenham to have an off-season, someone like that. And then all of a sudden, you can creep into that 7. You can creep into that 6 kind of thing. You just have to be consistently performing at that level of being best of the rest. And the thing is we sort of are. I mean, in the league, obviously, we've seen ourselves lacking, not necessarily this season, although for the last month, yes, but in general, this season, probably not. But last season, yes. But it becomes difficult to say, if we're consistently getting into European positions, and before that, I know last season, in the league, we weren't great, but 1, we won a trophy, and 2, the 2 seasons before that, we finished 6th and 7th.
Yeah.
Is there even I don't know what that next level is apart from you just have to consistently do that.
The only thing I will say, and this is just a quick question, Charlie, just say yes or no on this. If West Ham were 9th right now but playing good football, would that be more acceptable? Is it more the football rather than anything?
I think that's what people's problem is.
Yeah.
I think people don't like the football and people just don't like Moyes, and so when it goes badly, then it becomes an easy thing to do, you know.
Yeah, I agree.
The thing is, listen, and I 100% get it, right? I feel like weirdly, I get a sort of reputation as being a pro Moyes guy when from the start I've said
Charlie is not a Moyes guy.
I don't like him personally. I think he's a liar. I don't particularly like the way he acts. You know, during the pandemic, people were like, "Oh, he's going out and delivering fruit and vegetables." I'm like, okay, I still don't like him. I don't like him as a guy. But I feel like, and I'm not even necessarily a results person. The problem is our results have been way too good to deny. Yeah. We've won trophies. That is something I can never, ever say in my entire lifetime. And for most West Ham fans' entire lifetime, we've ever been able to say. That's the problem. If we were just trotting along not doing that, then maybe I probably wouldn't be a results guy. But the thing is we've done that. And so you can't really deny that, in my opinion, and that's a personal preference. I
think the next level for me to answer it is that when Moyes does eventually go, the style of play will have to be a bit better, and if we can maintain where we are right now, every West Ham fan would be happy. Every West Ham fan, and I don't care what anyone says. Yeah, if you're not happy about quarter-final of a League Cup, qualifying for Europa League, 9th in the league with a bit more entertaining football, then I don't get where you are with being a West Ham fan.
There's and in my opinion, untapped potential to still be had.
Oh yeah, listen, West Ham's got a lot of potential, but having potential and fulfilling that potential are two different things.
No,
right?
And what I'm saying is, I think we're a bit privileged to have that untapped potential because there's been loads of seasons where we literally have no light to look forward to. Our players are crap. We have no players that we could be like, you know what, they're only going to get better with time. We have about 6 players. Well, not 6. We have players, good players that there's more to come, in my opinion.
Listen, I would want nothing better for West Ham to finish high in the league, as high up the league as possible, and win as many trophies as possible. But watching West Ham for many years that I have, it just doesn't happen. And personally, the only way it does ever happen is if you get a new owner in who's going to spend 250 million every single window. I mean, every single window.
Yeah,
I mean, not just a couple of windows. I mean, for the next 10 years. So,
for me,
I don't even necessarily think it's a spending thing, by the way. Although, yes, I agree with you 100%. I think if you get someone in like Newcastle have, then obviously it becomes a different conversation instantaneously, right?
Great.
I think it's not even the spending of the owners, it's spending in the smart way, investing in the youth team and the youth academy, investing in the training ground, training pitch, coaching, all of that kind of stuff.
That's the nucleus.
Exactly. That's the kind of stuff where you can take it up, but we're never going to get that under David Sullivan, just because that's not the type of guy he is. If you asked him, would you rather spend 50 million on a striker, or would you rather spend 50 million on a training ground or whatever, he would buy the striker. Now, I think a lot of people would probably agree with that to some extent, but he's not. But David Sullivan is not a long-term vision guy. Ever. He's never been that. And this is why when we do well, he doesn't spend in January, because he's like, oh, we're doing well. I'm not going to do anything now. But when we're doing badly, all of a sudden we get in 15 strikers that you've never heard of. Is because that's when he panics, right? He's a short-term guy. He's not a long-term guy. And I think that's the big thing. And what Lucas is saying about untapped potential, I think is really true as well. Because how many teams do you see in the Premier League and elsewhere that are punching above their weight? And I think actually necessarily you could make the argument that we're punching below it, but also that you look at the setup we have currently with like Steiden, who's involved now. We could improve our training ground. We could get youth players more heavily involved. There are so many small things that we could do that would make us infinitely better short and long term, that actually we're in a really privileged position right now to say we've won a trophy and we're, in Europe once again for the third season in a row. Yeah. Well, yeah.
And what I was going to say to answer Adam's question, the next level for me, again, you two have said some things I really agree with, but like the next level for me is we're fighting for Europe every season. I want to move to consistently being in Europe, and I do not care what competition it is. Like if we qualify for the Conference League another 2-3 seasons in a row, I'll be chuffed beyond belief, in my opinion. And not only consistently qualifying for Europe, but I agree as well, the play style evolving, whether it is Moyes at the helm or not.
Yeah.
I want to see us on the front a bit more, because again, I know I just said like all I care about is results, but I'd be lying if I said that there's been some matches where we win, I was just like, oh, that was tragic. Like, what did I just watch? But for me, that's the next level. Fighting for Europe, turning into consistent Europe, even if it's Conference League, and we're a bit better on the eye, maybe way better in possession when teams give us the ball.
Yeah, but we have got to come to the conclusion, and we have, as fans, we've got to be a bit realistic, that this is going to end one season. Like West Ham are not going to consistently be in Europe for the rest of all our lives.
We got to cherish it.
Do you know what I mean? So there's going to come a time where
chances are it'll be next season.
Right.
If we don't win a European competition this season, the chances are next season we won't.
It could be this season.
It could be, but like it's going to happen though, Charlie, isn't it? It's like and that's just a fact. It's just going to happen. But the problem is, it just seems like I look at other clubs who have spent a lot more money. Someone mentioned in the chat there. Look at Chelsea; they spent £1 billion, and they're not a finished article by any stretch of the imagination. I get the level. I get people saying about the level and all that, but I think this is the level with a better style of play. I think this is West Ham's level currently right now. Right, this is like flirting around from 10th to 7th. We're not a top 6 side. Right, other teams have got more power over us, and they've got a lot more money. So, do you know what I mean? And my attitude is, if West Ham was to go out and spend 200 million every summer window for the next 5 years, I would get it to a point. But I think the spending will start slowing down, because I think the Declan Rice money covers over what West Ham have actually really spent. Because I think West Ham knew they had a gem in Declan Rice. They sell him. They're getting their money back, and more than that. So Charlie, who's your man of the match today?
It's a good question. Probably James Ward-Prowse. Yeah, probably James Ward-Prowse. Probably Big J Duppy. 2 assists. I It's not the best game he's ever played in his life, but the fact is he's still producing, and that's
Great trim
important.
as
Really
well.
important.
Great passing.
Good haircut.
Yeah, great. It's an excellent hair.
Good smile. As Alfie would say, great smile.
And if there's one thing I should be allowed to mention, it's haircuts. Because I've never seen one in my life. But yeah, no, I think probably JWP. Bit of an iffy first half in my opinion, but it's 2 assists.
I've got to ask you this, right? You must have seen it while doing the watch along. Over the tannoy, they called out Vladimir Soufal as man of the match. I just want to know what your thoughts are on that.
It's a big no on that one.
Yeah.
He had a bit, and by bit I mean one heck of a stinker. Not exactly the vibe, but there we go. I'll tell you what, actually, one thing I will say about Kudus, because I've even shot some shots here, and I was shooting a lot of shots in the watch along. Second half, he did a really good job helping Soufal, because Soufal was getting absolutely blitzed by Elanga consistently.
Yeah.
And then the second half, Kudus kept dropping back and was like not only outpacing Elanga with Elanga having a head start, but getting involved and getting into challenge and getting physical, which is something I haven't seen from him before. So I just want to shout out.
Someone mentioned a little bit ago, and it's starting to develop a bit more over the last 2 matches, but someone mentioned, I can't remember who it was, but Soufal and Kudus, like at the start, they weren't really like looking very comfortable with each other, but the last 2 matches, I think they're starting to form a bit of a bond. Like Kudus is a bit more trusting, passing it forward to him. Soufal, I think, is always going to be that way, but Kudus is starting to trust in Soufal more, and I think what Charlie said is bang on. The fact that Kudus did what he did second half to support him, I think that relationship is starting to grow positively. So going forward, again, more untapped potential we have to look forward to.
Yeah, I agree, mate. I agree. Before we wrap this up, Charlie, I'm going to ask you one more thing. David Moyes, are you convinced he's going to keep his job to the end of the season?
Oh yeah. I've never not been convinced. I think it would have to go significantly worse than it's going right now for him to go. I think my reasoning is this. Last season, it went quite poorly for us in the league, significantly worse than it's going currently. Yeah. And he still managed to last all the way until the end of the season and then win a trophy. So if that's how much credit he had in the bank then, he's now won a trophy since then. I can't see a scenario in which he's leaving.
Man, is again, the NASDAQ.
He's 100%. The thing is, I said it in your live chat a couple of after the last game, I think it was, or whatever. The Moyes situation, it's going to change. Again and again and again. It's already felt like it's changed slightly today. It will change again, and it will change again, and it will change again throughout the course of the season. But I'm fairly certain, if I think about how this season's going to go, unless we're battling relegation, which I'm very confident we aren't going to be, then I doubt David Moyes goes. And even then, how slow does David Sullivan usually move with these things? That's not me saying, that's not even me making a statement on, I want him to stay, or Moyes in, or Moyes out, anything like that. Just from a straight logical point of view, looking at all of the evidence we've had over the last 10, 11, 12, 13, however many years it's been since David Sullivan turned up, the chances of him still being in the job by the end of this season are incredibly high.
Yeah, I think he's here to the end of the season. Do you know what I mean? I think today has really saved his job to a point. I'm not going to lie. I think if we would have lost against Nottingham Forest at home, serious questions would have been asked, and maybe the direction.
I don't think so.
Do you know what I mean?
I think it would have put him under some pressure, but I don't think it would have been anything close to being a problem for his job. You know, look how long they stuck with him last season.
I know.
And it's just doing worse. I just can't see it being the case. Being the case.
Well, that has been the afterthought, Charlie. Thank you very much, mate, for coming on. It's good to hear from you, mate. Do you know what I mean? Lucas, any final words before we go?
Up the West Ham, up the Moyes, up the players, up the supporters.
Up everyone.
Up the Walsh.
Up the Walsh.
Up the DeVito.
Yeah, shout out to Charlie Walsh and Gio and all that over at Hammer's Chat. My final thought from me is this. West Ham get 3 points to go into an international break, which is key. Yeah, we did not want to go in on a defeat. There's going to be some happy faces. There's going to be some pissed off faces over the next 2 weeks because of a certain man being here. At the end of the day, yeah, it's all about West Ham winning games of football. And today, we deserve to win the game from start to finish, in my opinion. I think we slacked in 2 moments of brilliance from them. But other than that, we deserved it. And after Bowen's second goal, I think we smashed Forest to bits. So yeah, listen, I'm happy. I'm satisfied. Could we be doing better? Absolutely. But we are where we are right now, and the table don't lie. We are ninth in the league.
The only thing I'm pissed off about is bloody international break. The
I
worst
know,
thing
mate.
ever.
And it's the final one, but before the end of the year. So that mean, but we will have good content coming on E20. So please do keep locked on E20. I'll be back later on tonight. Player ratings: me, Lucas, WestHamOnline, Mitchell, and anyone else who wants to join the party. Do you know what I mean? They're more than welcome. Anyway, we're love and leave yous. It's half time in the game at Chelsea, Manchester City, or come up to half time, and we will see you again in the next one. Bye bye.